All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Great Perspective, where we talk sports, politics, and everything in between. We had some big games this weekend. Cowboys. We got some good football coming up in college with Rivalry Week. What games you looking for? We start off with college before we get to talking about them Cowboys and the game that's going on now between the Panthers and San Francisco. Well, what you thinking about? What big games uh, in this rivalry week you thinking about?
Uh, well, you got some monsters. You got Georgia playing Georgia Tech. Georgia 10-1, Georgia Tech 9-2. So it's not going to be your regular Georgia stomping of Georgia Tech. They come into play this year. You got Texas A&M going to Texas,
That's a big one.
and Texas A&M 11-0. But they should have lost to South Carolina, but that's another day, another story.
Mm.
Then you got Arizona State, both of them 8-3. That's a big playoff implication because the one that loses is out.
Mm-hmm.
So Arizona playing Arizona State, both of them 8-3. Both of them can get in the playoffs, but with that loss, making them 8-4 or put them out.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the all-time greatest rivalry of college football, Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Michigan ranked number 18, Ohio State ranked number 1. But that don't matter when it comes to that rivalry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest rivalry in college football. And then, you got another little, it's a bunch of rivalries, Clemson, South Carolina, and other things going on. But an intriguing one for the sports lovers, I would pay attention to that that Vanderbilt and Tennessee. Vanderbilt 9-2, Tennessee 8-3. The winner could still be in the playoff hunt.
Well, Vanderbilt is ranked number 12 right now.
Mm-hmm.
They need to win because that loss will put them out of it.
Yes.
Texas playing Texas A&M. Texas need that win because they already got. But how many losses? They already got 2 losses, right?
Texas got 3 losses.
Yeah, so they can't.
8-3.
They can't even afford to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got 3 losses, so they can't afford. They have to win that game.
Yeah, I think Texas A&M being undefeated, it'll hurt them more because Georgia only got 1 loss, and there's a lot of other SEC teams that could be there. So, yeah, Ole Miss need that game more. I mean, not Ole Miss. Texas A&M need that game more than Texas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's gonna be some good football to watch this weekend. I know Thursday Thanksgiving game coming up. You got the Cowboys and the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they're not the Chiefs anymore. So
We just won Sunday.
yeah, but they still not the Chiefs. They're not what they were. They don't look like they looked in the past. So the Cowboys, coming off that big win with against the Philadelphia.
Division rival Philly.
Yeah, so they needed that game. So that keeps their playoff hopes alive because they had to win that game. Now, if they go in, Thanksgiving and they beat Kansas City, and
They got Detroit after that.
Yeah, that's a must win. But if they can win both these games. Well, they won the Philly game. They beat Kansas City. Then I think they put themselves in a better position to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
One team that's ahead of them right now, playing right now, and that's Carolina. And right now, the score in the second quarter, it's about almost 7-3 with almost 2 minutes left in the 2 minutes left in the first half. And see how this one go. Um, it's still a low scoring game to be almost halftime, 7-3. So it's a defensive game. Carolina already got 3 interceptions.
They didn't capitalize off of
Yeah, they're not capitalized off of it. The score should be 21-7.
7.
Yeah, that's what the score should be, 21-7. But yeah, they're showing it right now. It's the Lions, Panthers, and Cowboys that are fighting for that last wild card spot. So these basically those three teams have to win out.
Yeah.
Those three teams have to win out. Maybe get away with one loss because I think it's about 6 games left. But the Lions, Panthers, and Cowboys have to win out if they want to make the playoffs. Honestly, I think Carolina, anything can happen, but I think they'll be out in the first round anyway. And that's my team because I know who they're going to have to face. Because, that bottom seed going to face the top seed.
The Rams or something.
Yeah. So, no, the top seed, they'll have a bye. So they'll end up with who's under the Rams?
Now, don't get it twisted. If the Rams get a bye, the rest of those NFC teams, Carolina can beat. Green Bay, they already done beat Green Bay. Tampa Bay, they can beat them. Philly, they can beat Philly.
Yeah.
The way they playing the past few weeks. So other than the Rams, them teams don't want to see Carolina.
And like we were talking earlier, you were saying that how some teams in the playoffs that you don't want to see because anything can happen. And you said the Cowboys are that team right now.
Yeah, or one of them.
Yeah, so
Carolina, one of them also.
Carolina can be one of them. If the offense can score and the defense can continue to play like they playing, they can make some noise in the playoffs. Cowboys showed what they, going to that game on Sunday. The defense, they allowed 21 points in the first half. I thought the game was over. I thought it was going to end up to be like a 42-7 type game. Maybe 14, 21, so, 21-42. That's what I thought after the first half. But the defense, showed up. And the defense showed up with everybody's talking, with Williams, Clowney. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm gonna just call him O. I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. But those three on the line, and then Bland, he's playing good football. So I can see Dallas making some noise, and then Dak, he's playing MVP type level football. So yeah, Dallas can make some noise. Carolina can if they can score. The defensive plan is just the offensive.
Yeah. You know, Bryce Young was the offensive player of the week last week, passing for 500 yards, which is a franchise record against the win against Atlanta. But
Carolina almost got another pick. But go ahead.
yeah, if Carolina can hold them to a field goal, they all right.
Yeah, but we'll have to see. It's not even halftime yet. So 7-3. That's pretty good. Playing in San Fran and holding San Fran to 7-3. I mean, they down. They in the res. Well, they on the 31-yard line right now. So they have an opportunity to if they get a stop or keep them at 3 points, make it only a one possession game, then that's good going into halftime.
Yeah, they 3rd and 10 now. They need to stop them right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna get heated up. What you think gonna happen with that South Carolina switching back to college? What you think gonna happen with that South Carolina Clemson game?
That's going to be a high scoring game. Well, I put it like this. That's going to be a good game because Clemson
Already bowl eligible. They got 6 wins.
and they're playing a little better. And then Carolina, they've been shaky, but they coming off a win, even though it was Coastal Carolina. Uh, they may be, riding that wave. And they always play each other hard. So I think I'm gonna go with Carolina. That's my team. But I think it's gonna be I won't say high scoring. I think it'll be like a 23-21 type of game. Because defense can show up for both teams. Uh, but the offense is shaky. But being it a rival, one of those rival type games, I think, yeah, everybody's going to show up and play hard.
Other than Ohio State, Michigan, like I said earlier, I think as far as the fans of the game, the best game to watch other than the Ohio State, Michigan is that Vanderbilt, Tennessee. That's going to be a banger.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a good game. Because Vanderbilt going to try to take the crown of the state of Tennessee from Tennessee.
Who dominated for so long.
Who dominate Vanderbilt for so long, yeah. Same thing with Georgia Tech against Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've but I told you from the beginning, the quarterback for
Virginia Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, I was a believer in him all season. He's tough. He's undersized. He's 5'9", 5'10", but he's tough. And yeah, they playing, man. That's gonna be a good one. Whoever lose that, they're out of it.
Oh yeah. But switching to the NBA, the Lakers done won 3 straight with the return of LeBron. And Philly is like they can't win for losing. They get Paul George back yesterday and now Embiid out.
He stay out.
So they just
Davis, they stay hurt.
yeah. Anthony Davis out for the season. So when Kyrie come back, that tandem you was waiting on with Flag, Kyrie, and Anthony Davis, you ain't gonna see that until next year.
Yeah, and I had hopes for them, man. That was my team to watch this NBA season, and it's just disappointed that you know you won't get that. Um, yeah, that's just disappointing, man.
I'm gonna say something that might hurt a lot of people's feelings, but the GM that traded for Anthony Davis got fired.
Mm-hmm.
Now the GM is Dirk Nowitzki.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Davis get dealt this offseason. Because with Kyrie still being relevant and Cooper Flag hasn't even gotten to his prime yet, they get a star player, they in there.
Yeah, but chance, even though Anthony Davis is, with his history of injuries, who would take a chance
for that kind of money?
Yeah, and just think, the Lakers gave him up.
For that kind of money, Anthony Davis demanding 30, 40 million a year for a player that might play 20 games.
Yeah, he won't get that. He won't see that. Nah, he won't see that.
But yeah, it's a lot of teams that are going to invest that kind of money in Anthony Davis, knowing his history. Mm-hmm. I was thinking like maybe Houston might take a chance on him for Durant.
Nah, they don't need it. They wouldn't do that because Durant and Houston, they trying to get the click, and I don't see them messing that up. I don't see that. I don't see them messing that up. But switching on, well, yeah, I mean, you got anything else about that?
Oh, about the NBA? Nah, and then college basketball is back. South Carolina just took their first loss, the men. The women still undefeated. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to let it marinate. And then around January, February, we'll dive a little deeper into college basketball. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm just excited to see this rivalry weekend. It's gonna be mind blowing. But to switch the notes to something positive, something different. I mean, something political, which is, Thursday is Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And let the people know on Thanksgiving, what's your favorite dish that you look for every Thanksgiving?
Every Thanksgiving, I just want if I could just eat the macaroni, baked macaroni, not just, it got to be that baked Southern macaroni.
Do the stove top, don't.
No, you can't do that. Baked macaroni and sweet potato pie. Two right there, I could just eat that. I don't need no turkey. I don't eat ham and all that. I don't do pork, so I don't eat ham. But I don't even need the turkey. You know, not last year, but yeah, I think it was last year I did it too. I catered. We had brisket, uh, but I don't. Yeah, that's what I look forward to. Everything else, you can just give me the macaroni and the sweet potato pie.
Me
Cause that's the only
personally,
time sweet potato pie is on Thanksgiving.
yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. You know, growing up, sweet potato pie was my favorite. You know, coming from my grandmama. But I look forward to, you know, now that I'm older. When I was younger, it was about the sweet potato pie. Now that I'm older, I look forward to that stuffing and gravy and that turkey because the way people cook their turkey now
Mm-hmm.
is not like how they cook their turkey when we was growing up. See,
Yeah.
now they smoking it, deep
Mm-hmm.
frying it.
Mm-hmm.
They making that thing juicy. That and you
I
got that
think
stuffing and them
order
greens.
like Popeyes, right?
Yeah,
You can order a fried turkey from Popeyes.
yeah, Cajun. And you know, every year my wife makes that cornbread casserole. So
Mm-hmm.
you know that's the only time I get to taste those foods. So yeah, that's what I look forward to. That cornbread casserole, that stuffing and gravy. I'm hungry now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, y'all people out there, send us and tell us what y'all like for Thanksgiving. What y'all favorite dish is.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I look forward to. It's halftime, 3-10. They kept them to a field goal, so it's only
It's still a one score game.
yeah. So it's and I think Carolina get the ball back after halftime. Get the ball after halftime. So yeah, Carolina receives the second half kickoff. Yeah, so if they score, then you know it's tied up. Uh, Defense makes some stops. They can do what they did last week with Atlanta.
Yeah. You know, if the Cowboys can do it, anybody can do it. Yeah. But I just hope, you know, before I forget to say this, I just hope everybody have a safe Thanksgiving. Leave all the foolishness away. You know, we had a lot of tragedies this year, a lot of sad events, and this is a time to put aside the differences, and let's just celebrate family. Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. And have some good food, some good memories, and everybody back at work on Monday.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what it's. That's what the most important. Family. Um,
Are you going to Black Friday though?
I don't do Black Friday.
That's what the fans want to know.
Nah, I don't do Black Friday. I don't do that. I don't do that. I think I don't even like get into Christmas like that no more. And you know, we still exchange gifts. We don't have no tree up or nothing like that. We did last year. It's a big tree. But we still, you know, exchange gifts. But um, you know, my kids are like early 20s, mid 20s now. I got teenagers, but um, I don't know. I told my wife, I said, the focus this year is just gonna be her.
Mm.
every year, you go out, you spend all that money, and I do for my mother-in-law, my father-in-law. Mama, she don't celebrate that. But I do for my mother-in-law, father-in-law. I do for my kids, obviously. Um, and I got 5 kids. So, and then of course, my wife. One year I tried to, I said, well, let me do something for my nieces and nephews. I remember doing that, but this year it's just gonna be my wife. My kids, they might get some money or something. Say you go out because they're at the age you could just give them money, like I did with
You talking about Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas. You asked me about Christmas.
No, I asked you about Thanksgiving. So
No,
Christmas.
about Christmas. That's why we talking about Christmas.
No, I asked you if you going to Black Friday.
But why you go to Black Friday?
Oh, for early Christmas shopping.
For Christmas shopping. That's why people go to Black Friday. Not just so you can put a 75 or 80 or 100 inch in your house or deals on this and that. People go Black Friday shopping so they can buy stuff for Christmas. That's why we're talking about Christmas. That connects to Christmas. And I'm saying this year it's just by my wife. My kids, I can just give them money. They at their age, I can just give them money. That's what I did for the two most recent birthdays. I used to go out, buy gifts, give it to them. This year I just sent money, Cash App, Vimo, whatever. I just send them money for their birthday. That's what I'm probably do for Christmas. Only one to probably get gifts is my wife.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what I like. When Lexus was young, it was about putting the tree up and the stockings and all that. But now that she's grown, working and all this, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing none of that. But I still got them some gifts.
Mm. Yeah, I said we exchange gifts, but it's just the kids are older, so it's like it ain't like when they were 10.
Toddlers looking up, waiting on toys and stuff.
Yeah, they can't even sleep because they waiting on Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't like that. You gotta go sneak around and because they at an age, especially when they're at the age, and they thinking somebody coming to the house to bring gifts, but 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 even when they found out the truth, like no, we bought this, uh, and you know they couldn't sleep and they look forward to it, and that's just being a kid. We were like that when we stayed with daddy, even though we didn't get a lot. You know what I'm saying? But we still,
But we knew if we was in Greenville, we was gonna get something. Might
yeah.
not have been 6, 7 gifts. At least one thing under there got our name on it, and that was all what it was.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is. Like I said, my kids are older, man. This year, nah.
But yeah, I can see that the growth, and it makes you dawn on like, man, I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying?
It sucks getting older, man.
But you keep, when what reminds you how old you are is when you look at your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember those days that was in your hand like a hand baby.
Mm-hmm.
And those pamper days, then you remember those terrible twos. It's like with me, it's like Lexus was in elementary school yesterday. Now she about to be a junior in a car high school. It's like the whole middle school was like overnight.
I thought you said junior. She a sophomore next year.
She's a sophomore now. She'll be a junior next year. That's what I'm saying. She about to be a junior in high school.
I thought she was a freshman. I don't know why I thought she was a freshman.
Oh, she was a freshman last year. Lex is working.
Where's she working at?
Oh, she working at KFC.
Okay, that's the kid's job. Yeah, I remember when I was in school. I worked at. I was washing dishes at Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's working. You know, it ain't about the money. I opened her a bank account at my bank, Navy Federal, and she ain't touch it. She just because her still being a child, she still don't pay for nothing.
yeah, yeah.
But it's like she just working just to get into the adulthood
Yeah,
because at the
responsibility.
at, at the end of the day,
Mm,
the sole job of a parent is to prepare their child to survive without them.
mm-hmm.
And if your child can't survive without you, then you failed as a parent.
Yeah,
Even the animals kick the kids out the bird nest at a certain age. Lions send the cubs to go hunt by themselves at a certain age.
mm-hmm.
And that's because that's your job as a parent is to prepare your child for the real world. And if you don't do that, then you failed as a parent. That's your only job.
Yeah, yeah. And I think our generation, we wanted to give our kids so much.
More than what we had that we
When we
kind
had,
of ruined them.
we ruined them. And you know the saying, hard times create strong men create easy times create weak men. And what
The
we,
cycle starts all over again.
yeah, and the cycle starts. And what we've done is we've created a generation of weak children. And a lot
The
of
easy
so many,
time.
yeah, it's so many seeds that were planted, um, especially in our community. But outside of that, if you just look at this generation, like today, earlier, I was looking at a bunch of TikTok reels where teachers are quitting. I've said this before. I've told others. I've even made videos about this. Um, Eventually, if this continues and teachers continually, if this continues as a mass exodus, we already got the blueprint in place where all these kids gonna be virtually learning
Yeah.
because you can't the ratio can't continue to grow. The ratio can't continue to grow.
No, it can't.
You get what I'm saying? Like it should be 20 to 1 teacher student ratio, but you can't grow 30 to 1 then 40. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah.
So eventually they're gonna need the only other option would be virtual
And
or,
that's
or like a hybrid. You get what I'm
our
saying?
hybrid. Or
Yeah,
that's what you was speaking to me earlier, and we'll get in on the next segment because we running out of time. That now is the time to invest in AI because AI might have a hand in education later on, as far as schools and teachers.
yeah. But
You know,
going back to the root problem, going back what we was talking about is the kids. Like think about the kids in Chicago that happened when they attacked their parent. And a lot of kids these days they don't have that the respect. That's why, like I had said before, I made a video about it. When I was younger, that was unheard of for a
yeah,
child to put their hands on an adult. It was unheard of. But we've taught these kids no, these kids have no discipline, none whatsoever. And see, with people that have created the environment for this, and then you got to keep parents accountable because parents allow it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And so, with that being said, what's scary to me is when I get my parents' age or my uncles and aunts' age, and these are the kids that'll be running this country. That's scary.
Yes, it is.
It's
And
gonna.
that
Which I don't think we're gonna make it that far because it'll be all out chaos. Think about this: you cannot put a nation of people with no discipline. Because think about when our parents they came out of the civil rights at Jim Crow, where it was very strict discipline. And I was telling my wife one thing that society misses today, that especially in our I just say society misses today that society had, say 30, 40 years ago was shame. People today have no shame. That's why a person can go out in public and cut off pajama shirts, showing their camel toe with a bonnet on in front of kids.
yeah, it's like when we was growing up, people wanted to protect the family name.
Yeah.
So men did certain things, women did certain things, and
Talking
but
about
we'll get more in depth on that on the next one because we about out of time, and I want to elaborate a little bit more on that, and I'm gonna give you the audience a little taste of what I'm speaking upon. When I was growing up, it was to the point where women wore women didn't wear pants.
but that was a religious thing only in our family.
Yeah,
That,
that was our family.
that wasn't
That wasn't worldwide.
you know.
But I'm just saying how it was growing up in the South
Mm,
then and how it is growing up in the South now.
mm.
And all that comes by when you was talking about shame is like back then it's like the morals are being thrown out the window
They have none. They
and
have
it's like
parents. They have no morals in the way they conduct themselves. That's why I say it's not about roles. It's not about men and women because it's across the board. It's
yeah, it's
not,
across the
not
board
even
with men too.
about race. It's across the board
Yeah, yeah. It has nothing to do with race,
or gender.
sex,
People, we don't have that respect no more.
male or female.
And you
It's
can't discipline. This is something I learned in the military. Discipline instills character.
character.
When we had, I give you an example. We had a soldier that wouldn't clean his barracks room, and we had issues like clean the barracks room. We give him a warning, and we gave him a counseling, or we might smoke him, make him do push-ups, bear calls, or something. So what we did was, first time we did it, what we did was, as the leadership, what we did is we made him take everything out of his room and then clean everything. I mean, white glove clean it, and then put all the furniture back in there, and white glove clean the furniture. And if we found anything in there, the consequences would be worse. Um, we had another soldier. He was having the same issues, so we did what we did was something different this time, because you gotta, it's like a behavioral change that has to happen. So what we did was we made him sit in the chair, and his squad had to clean his room, because as your battle buddy, it should be holding you accountable. And that's what we lack in society: discipline, and nobody holding anybody accountable. Because
Accountable.
if you say
But,
anything, there's an issue,
yeah.
especially as a
But we're gonna elaborate that a little more. We done went past our time. But for the people out there, yeah, it gets juicy sometimes on the great perspective. And we might go a little over the time span, but um don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that share button. And Chico, you have any last words for the people?
That's it. Just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, support the channel, and we thank everybody that have subscribed and supported the channel. Till next time.
Go Cowboys!